Obio, I don't know if she ran, but there was something she did. You know, there were like 4 or 5 figures who you say, oh, if we give this person the opportunity to lead, they will take us to the promised land and even pass there and build another promised land. Because these are the same people who have complained about the system when it wasn't working well. And they should understand. Right? And Dr. Walu has countless times suggested how governance can work better. So finally, he is a local government chairman. And the good thing about it is, of course, he would never shy from an interview. He's the kind of man you ask one question, he gives you 2 answers. So, academically speaking and theoretically speaking, he knows what to say. The thing now is, we are now looking at his administration as Obio local government chairman to see if when we finally give the opportunity to a person who all of us claimed is supposed to be better, the ones that have studied. Now, this Dr. Gift, what we are saying, is not a medical doctor. He's enlightened to the point where he has a doctorate. And if you leave him, if it's not for 1 or 2 things holding him, maybe he want to be a professor. So there's no question about understanding how it works. The question now is, will it be implemented? All of the big talk, will the promises be fulfilled? Will there be a difference in governance? And this test is a huge one because he's not just the chairman of any local government area, he's Obio. Obio is known, it is notorious for illegal levies. Even before I came to this state, that name Obio, I remember vividly. Oh my goodness, I can't forget. Many years ago, I was still in media, but of course I hadn't started working here in Port Harcourt. There was a skit by Mark Angel. And in that skit, it was, people operating their business, and then some boys came there to collect illegal levies. And as with many of his videos, it was viral. And I remember in that video, he said, Obio. So it's something that is known in these parts. Revenue generation, tax collection, illegal levies, that's the Obio thing. Again, nothing against the local government, but you understand where I'm going with this. So if the administration of this chairman can literally fix this, oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. You can imagine the difference it will make. That a local government that was known for these illegal levies have finally been able to sanitize that system. This would be a legacy project. He just might, without even knowing, have written his name in gold. This problem is so huge that even before they won elections, drivers were already saying that this is what needs to be fixed. Was it before or after? I can't remember, but let's hear those drivers.
We want the newly elected Obio and Port Harcourt City Local Government Chairman to put a total stop on the harassment, bullying, exploitation, stealing of drivers' belongings, and the unlawful seizures of vehicles operating along Aba Road, Rumokoro, Maiwan, Ikwere Road, and its environs by some touts that is parading themselves as task force or revenue agents to the councils.
Did you hear that? The chairman of Driver Association literally called a local government area. Now, we have 23 in this state, but he called one.
We want the newly elected Obio and Port Harcourt City Local.
I promise you, Nigerian folk did not pay this man to say this thing. So it is something that is known. So we are hoping that the chairman of Obio, Dr. Gift Walu, who we know understands how to talk, can back it up with the work. We hope that he walks the talk. So that this thing where
I wouldn't want a diversion of our revenue collection
will not just be English language. Let's hear it again.
We are working towards a digitization of our revenue collection.
DJ, one more time.
We are working towards a digitization of our revenue collection system. That process is on. We get to a point where you don't need to talk to anybody. Nobody comes to you. The complaints about what is happening in communities about people who want to develop and people are collecting charges. Some of those things are legitimate. Some are not legitimate. What we will do is that we will streamline all these things, know the ones that are legitimate, educate our people, including the chiefs and the youths and the CDCs and all of that.
So, what happens now? We wait. We wait. The politicians have tried. Let's allow the enlightened ones to give it a shot. And we're hoping that in a matter of months, people are not complaining about boys coming to their place, sealing up, seizing, confiscating, because we are supposed to be working towards...
We are working towards a digitization of our revenue collection system.
So next time you see somebody say we are from Obio, boy, you say, my brother, are you a digitization? You say, waiting be that. You say, I don't think you are in tune with the plans, projects, and policies of the council. Because when last I looked, a digitization is what they said will collect money, not a human being. All right, fingers crossed. Let's hope that works. Moving on, the state government is deeply concerned about refuse dumps across the city. This is the feeling from the state sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokata Ibas, after monitoring Saturday's environmental sanitation exercise in Port Harcourt. Represented by the secretary to the state government, Professor Lucky Warika, the administrator urged Rivers residents to play their part to the state.
I would say 100% service providers excellently well. Rivers people should take stakeholdership in the environment. What we are doing, we are not doing it for government. We are not doing it to please anybody. We are doing it for ourselves because environment is key to our own healthy life, sustenance, economic development, and what have you. And if we don't have a neat environment, then it can affect us.
He also adds that the state government has approved the purchase of new garbage, compactors, sweepers, loaders, and bulldozers to strengthen its cleanup drive.
The administrator, since after he came in, has shown that he's interested in investing in the infrastructure of waste removal. And I can tell you that since after the budget had been approved in the last 30 days, we have placed orders for at least 20 garbage truck compactors. If you look at this against the backdrop that we had none before now, and we're just hiring, and what you hire, sometimes you end up, they break down all the time. It was a fundamental setback to waste disposal in Rivers State.
And for the managing director, Dr. Ibimina Wokoma, he explains that the exercise is aimed at tackling waste pollution.
I also want to state that when we do sanitation, it enables us to get people to clean the environment and also to bring out this waste so that we ultimately take and lodge them properly at the dump site. All the negative things associated with waste, we will try to avert it. There is environmental pollution, the health risk, and the social nuisance and everything. So part of this environmental exercise is to enable us to get all this waste from where they are. Our people will live in a clean environment, and then at the dump site, we will also get the right volume for us to transform into wealth.
Okay. So every time I have to talk about waste management in Rivers State, I always ask myself, is it possible that you are doing too much? No, that's not how I phrase it. Haven't you said this many times, right? So of course, at the risk of sounding like a broken record. But the truth is, it is still a burning issue. It's a pressing issue. It's a problem that still exists. And just like you do not get tired of your alarm waking you every single morning, right? You don't wake up the next morning and say, you know what, yesterday's alarm would suffice. Just like you don't have one meal and you're satisfied for life. In 4 hours, you'll be hungry again and you need to eat again. There is need for a constant reminder about development. And it saddens me, I have to say honestly, that one of the problems we are still facing and tackling in Rivers State is waste management. This is not revolutionary. It is not innovative. We're not trailblazers in this regard. Waste management is what many countries, many cities have already tackled. You're not reinventing the wheel. You don't need to do anything new. Just copy and paste. This one time we are allowed to copy and paste. Unfortunately, we are failing desperately. And the idea that there is even a statement that you listen to radio and then you hear things like, you stop dumping refuse on the median. Like, if you don't live in this city, that sounds to you like, no, they have to be joking. Right? But then it's a reality. And it's not like anybody wants to complain, but come on, it is not difficult to tackle this problem. It is not difficult. So why does this linger? It is one simple thing, because of something called a power sharing formula. Because in Nigeria, we treat governance as a channel for compensation. So what happens? I win an election, and because I have won, my supporters, my loyalists, and those that are, they all have to get positions. So this one has to be the chairman of this board, and that one has to run this ministry. Why? Because, it's a compensation for loyalty. Now, that's not exactly a problem if the people are competent. So one of the person who supported is a very wonderful medical doctor. He's good. Okay, Ministry of Health, that's where he aligns. But a lot of times, these people are not exactly knowledgeable in that field. So you have policies that are more political than developmental. And I've spoken to experts on and off air. And many times the things they tell you, it's a very simple thing. So the fact that we are still even talking about, how do we bag waste? How do we dispose waste? What do we do with the median? How do we carry it? The truck, we have released new truck. Let me be honest. Well, Nigerian Food can't be the only station where almost every radio station now broadcasts online. Everyone has an app. So that means people are listening to literally every radio station from every part of the world. I'm certain there are certain Nigerians who listen from wherever. And let me say it in pidgin, shame go they catch them. This can't be the problem we are facing in 2025. Waste management. It just should not be. Now, as to restriction of movement and compliance, that's another conversation. Because it obviously is flouting court orders. But somehow, those in those positions somehow do not want to listen. I'm hoping that at some point, we can put the right people in the right positions so that things like this will not be topics for discussion on radio or on any platform. It just would work. Finally, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is set to return to the National Assembly on September 23. She was suspended in March over alleged insubordination, a decision she linked to her petition accusing Senate President Godswill Akpabio of sexual harassment, which the Senate denied. During her 6-month suspension, she lost access to her office, aides, and salaries, and was even blocked from resuming early, despite a court ruling in her favor. Her lawyer, Victor Giwa, says the Senate leadership is now prepared to welcome her back. Okay. Well, Natasha is coming back. I want to quickly say that if you look up the state of many old churches in Europe, churches, they've been converted. Some of them have been repurposed. Some are now business places, nightclubs, restaurants, places of business. Why? Because at some point, church attendance started to drop. So those buildings were, almost useless. So they decided to do something else with it. Now, where am I going with this? If we know that we don't want to obey court order again, let us as well just change the courts to nightclub. Because now, flouting these orders is now a normal thing. The court clearly stated that this woman should resume. But of course, the Senate refused to comply. And there are many other court orders across the country, including the one for sanitation, that we somehow have refused. And guess what? It's normal. So if the court is no longer interested in doing the business of judiciary, let us convert it to a restaurant. At least we know that people are gaining something from that building. Because I don't get how she's still suspended and is supposed to resume on the 23rd when a court clearly said that that shouldn't be the case. Well, those are the big stories. Those are the perspectives. It's time to hear from you. 08179230002. 08179230003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06. 416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. We've talked about Obio chairman moving to digitize revenue and end illegal levies. River State government vowing cleaner cities and approving new sanitation equipment, looking to fix the management of waste, and Senator Natasha to resume at National Assembly on the 23rd of September. Please turn off your radio as you call. And understand that you have 60 seconds, 1 minute, to share your thoughts. I believe that within that time, you can do as much as needs to be. About the Obio local government chairman, there are good people to work, but the problem is that they are acting for someone. None of them can carry out any policy without the approval of the boss. Else, what happened to Sim will happen to that person. Jackson from Iba says on WhatsApp. And this message from Melody Uniport says, this is the true personality of the brilliant Dr. Gift Walu I know, who taught me organizational development 13 years ago. Not the political Dr. Gift Walu that made me have some reservation in recent time. Although I still have some reservation on the way he emerged, he started on a brilliant note to the delight of those of us he mentored in the past. Now I can boldly cite and reference his opinions as I used to. If he continues like this, I urge other scholars who find themselves in leadership positions to emulate this kind of brilliant niche in governance with the aim of making a positive difference. That's from Melody Uniport. Oh, so Melody, stop quoting him. Godspar from HA. Hello, Godspar. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Like the Obio local government chairman, I love his speech and his plans. Let them be manifested through action. If you want to digitalize, you sensitize people, give people attention, go and tell people to inform everybody. Obio is baron. Look at the new development. Anybody caught doing underground work will be sentenced. And if you want to digitalize, you give them a ticket or ID. That ID will be computerized. And you do it in a way that anything they are doing, you are seeing it in the computer section where some people will be monitoring what they are happening. Because if you do it just by theory, no. You just say anything they are doing, you are monitoring them and you are seeing them like CCTV. You are seeing everything that is happening, more especially at that Obio road and the flyover. Those areas they mentioned, you see that it will come down. You're going to appoint people, those you appoint, you know those that you appointed, and tell them what they're going to do. Even if you know those that you appointed, and tell them what they're going to do. Even if they're not collecting money for the government, this is what they're going to do.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Less than 1 month, try to do what they are doing. It's not dress so sad, and we still has not performed. What happened to River State? So this man came to River State, has done River State 100 miles backward. Say God doing on our side too. This thing will pass back in his full stop to make sure God will measure this state, because this administration has killed River State in the administration way. And there is nothing like health, no agriculture, no infrastructure, no nothing at all to write him about. This is what this man did for this 6 months is going. What do you tell me that he did for River State now? Also the River State should allocate our resources for this 6 months. Not him God, but God is watching, you know. And you see. Thank you, Sam.
All right, thank you very much. JJ calls from Rumi Igbo. Hello, JJ.
Yeah, Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sam, our people say something. I know you always want to hear what our people always say.
No, I don't like your people like that. Go ahead.
You don't like my people, you want to discriminate against them?
Yes, I don't like them at all.
And I quote, that if rain fall, bucket not full. Now, you won't pull the bucket. I don't know if you like it now.
I like this one.
Because they are asking a question, and it's direct to you and to the people that said they want a cleaner city. For over how many months right now, the whole place is thinking. Sam, on Saturday, the environmental, they said they dig, they brought things from the gutter, and you forgot, you don't forget that on in the evening, that it rained seriously, right?
Mm.
All those things wash away, just the way the Bible said, we wash away all our sins back to the gutter. Can you beat that?
Mm.
Go to Rumokoro now. Oh my God. Go to Rumokoro now. They're still there for the medium. Even as at what I'm talking right now, that's the market area and all those. It's nothing has changed now. So it's not about making mass. Hey, we'll clean this, we'll clean that. What are you doing now? What have you been doing the last 6 months? So I don't know. This is campaign after election, no. But for the digitalization of revenue that Obio have said, I would say good one. But if you digitalize and others don't digitalize, where does that put on? I leave that question for the next caller to answer. Thank you very much.
All right, Obed is the next caller. I doubt he's in the mood to answer that. Hello, Obed.
Yes, Mr. Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Sam, a brilliant idea coming from the Obio local government chairman, Gift Wallo. But I'm saying that it's not going to work.
Why?
You understand? We have interest in local government. I'm talking in line with my personal experience. Under Solomoneki, when I started that they apprehended my car, I went to Solomoneki and he walked me out of his office. Then coming down, I met one of his aides who told me that, look, chairman's hands are tied. That chairman cannot do anything. Now there are other allies that are close to the power that be in the state who controls this task force. So I'm not seeing the possibility of Gift one doing this thing. You understand? It's a well-thoughted plan. But
no, I'm very much interested in the story you're sharing. So chairman's hands are tied because the powers that be have an interest in the revenue generation.
Yes. You understand? Some of the money they generate from there goes to those allies.
Okay.
You understand?
And did were these allies identified? Were these powers mentioned? Obed, why are you laughing? You were the one that they walked out of office now. If you want to give me gist, my brother.
I don't want to mention the name of the aide. You understand?
Okay.
Under Solomoneki.
Okay.
In fact, when I was going down, he ran and met me and told me that, look, I'm sorry of the experience you have with chairman.
Okay.
But this is this. Chairman's hands are tied.
Okay. So, Obed, you believe that those powers are still operational right now?
Is there any time powers, the such powers are not in operation? Except we don't have politics in Nigeria again.
Okay.
People have interest. Mr. Sam, you have interest in certain things in your radio station and the rest of them. So they are there. So it's a well-thought plan, like I said. But Mr. Sam, for it to be implemented, I doubt.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Will these policies prevail or will the powers that be bend them? Let's take some messages. Oracle, the boys will fight him if he goes ahead with his anticipated revenue digitization collection. He knows better from Kano. My goodness. He hasn't started and there are problems. Sam, I get court order to say, what is wrong with Clinton? If you buy 3, you get 1 for free because we dey buy court order for Nigerian courts. Clinton, I would not have you talk like that about our hollow chambers. I congratulate the chairman of Obio and his team. The chairman and his people should act fast on those criminals that disturb motorists along Obio flyover and the SARS Road Junction and bring them to book quickly. Ima Otaka in China. Okay, Ima. Let's see. The high rate of illegal task force within Port Harcourt is fast becoming alarming, and I pray the newly elected chairman of Obio will go beyond their usual warning and develop a political will to implement it as to stop all these illegal task force littered everywhere. Christian Williams from HA says. Okay. Some Melody says, no sweet taste can come out of bad wine, Oracle. Gift Wallo was filmed carrying ballot box in Choba campus in 2023 election and was rewarded with a local government chairman after resigning as commissioner. Commissioner for Housing in Sims government, undemocratic process cannot give birth to a democratic process. Stop celebrating a product of illegality. Sam, talk is cheap. Okay. Let's see, and hopefully we'll have to substantiate that. Good afternoon to you, Sam. Natasha coming back is a welcome development. That's from Ipalibo Taylor Harry. Sam, greetings. I doubt any local government chairman can do without these touts because they are directly or indirectly bringing revenue to the local government area. That's from Thank God Ability Atuebu. I'm running through now because I'm running out of time. Did the court order Natasha to apologize in writing? Did she obey the court order? If she did not, then why would Senate obey the aspect of court order in her favor? I need objective answers. Okay, you didn't give your name. Two wrongs don't make a right. If there's an order ordering her to apologize, she should. But there is an order that clearly states that her 6-month suspension was unconstitutional and excessive because her people deserve representation. So everybody should obey their court orders. It's not about one wrong or the other right. Well, we're done.